Hi, I'm Brian Boggs, and welcome to our series, The Price of Advice. Now, there's been a lot of discussion and debate on the subject of how advisors should be paid for the creative work that they do. In my case, for 2/3 of my career, that's a 30-year career, I was a commission-based advisor. And I enjoyed very long periods of very high commission earnings during that time. Coming from a high earnings base, the concept of transitioning to a fee-based business for me was scary. It meant that in the future I'd be no longer building on that reoccurring income stream that I'd worked so hard to generate over all those years. Now, I'm sure this scary thought has probably crossed your mind from time to time as you consider where you stand on this debate, hasn't it? You see, for me, life had been good and life had been easy, but now this prospect of moving to fees was something very challenging. But I decided that if I was going to do this well, if I was going to be successful, I would need to create a new me. And this new me would begin building a business based on the value that I bring to the clients. And my future earnings would be based solely on that value. To make life even more challenging, I made a decision to sell 80% of my client base at that time, to focus on a new value proposition to new clients. Now, this was an important point. It was to be with new clients. My new business would be founded on a new concept, a fee-based concept which placed me fairly and squarely in the driver's seat for the first time. I would now be independent, you see, of the financial remuneration provided by the product manufacturers. I would position myself as the price maker, and I would control the cash flow and profitability of my enterprise. I adopted a new success mindset. Now, I did this and I built a very successful business over the following 10 years before selling out for a very handsome profit. Now, you may not choose to sell any part of your existing business, and therefore you may choose to continue to run with your current business model. But for how long will you be able to do this? Will not external circumstances bring more change to our industry? Are we not constantly encouraging our clients to look to the future and showing them ways to be prepared for life's curveballs? Well, why then are so many in our industry talking the talk but not yet walking the walk? On the other hand, you may decide to dip your toe in the water and run with two business models for the time being. In fact, that's what I did initially. And when you're prepared to go that way, when you've got the confidence, then you can slip fully into a fee-based business model. But take a tip from me. I found run two business models very confusing. You see, I found it confusing because there was always this arm wrestling going on inside of me. On the one hand, I was being rewarded by the old system I've been using all of my life in this business, but at the same time it was preventing from creating the new me. You see, under a fee-based business model, I needed to create and sell the perception of my value and the service my company would continue to provide to my clients as we developed and travelled their financial project highway. Adopting and becoming their financial project manager, it was entirely appropriate that I charge a fee for this process. The term fee for service is flung about with gay abandon. But what is service? As advisors, we can't agree on this subject, and human nature being what it is, clients do not necessarily agree or have the same interpretation or understanding. They perceive service in different ways. It is the process to achieve their goals, or is it how you deliver the solutions that are considered as excellent service? Or is it any number of other ideas? So how do you place some value on what you do for your clients? Do you believe a time cost fee is the way to go? Charging your time out by the hour? How do you value the intellectual capital you bring to the table? Many clients think only in terms of price. Unless they fully understand the value that you create for them, they'll concentrate simply on the pricing element, and you unwittingly become a party to price comparison. Now, best you leave them for others to fight over. They're not the type of client you should be working with to create a financial future. When you become the price maker on the back of your intellectual capital, you will not be subject to those price comparisons. Clients or prospective clients cannot compare the value that you create with the commoditised product or services offered by your competitors. Now, the transition to fee maker from price taker has 7 important factors